Hello, this is the review for the Conspirators April case 2025. Be going out in Easter week, and the tasting will be on Thursday, the 20th of April. And small bottle tasting, if you would like one and you're not wine club, they're available online. If you do get the case and you would like small bottles, do get in touch more. We'll get them in at your special price. One little thing worth mentioning, we also have the spring tasting coming up, so that's on the 1st of May. We've got some really good producers coming. Do go to the website, have a quick look at the events page. Emma's updated it with the guys who have actually committed to coming. I won't start talking because I won't stop. I'm quite excited about the whole thing. So please just go online. If you're a wine club member and you're watching this, the tickets are free. So if you can get yourself a nice business meeting in London that day, that will work. It's in the evening. It costs you nothing. If you are not a wine club member, it's magnificent tasting. Tickets a very reasonable price, but they're not free. So maybe join the wine club. Anyway, these are the 12 bottles that are coming your way. 4 different wines, 2 whites, 2 reds. So the first of the white wines is Cantina Sangro, their Pecorino. Pecorino is the grape type. Some of you will have heard of it, some of you won't. It's one of those varieties that is still very much housed, born, exists only in the Marche and the Abruzzo. For some reason, they seem to taste quite different from both regions. No idea why. Maybe it's just the wines I've tasted so far. But down in the Abruzzo, you tend to get a little bit more warmth. They tend to get a little bit more ripeness. And here we're looking at near Chieti, so the southern part of the Abruzzo. And Cantina Sangro, it's a cooperative where the members have always specialized in planting and growing only local varieties. So Pecorino, Passarina, Trebbiano, Montepulciano. That is the heart and soul of Sangro. Vineyards are mainly planted on high pergolas, as you would expect, the typical Abruzzese system. And the wines now are made, well, they're overseen by Gianni at Frentana, who's one of the sharpest minds when it comes to just delivering what we all want, which is absolute purity of fruit, none of that thinness, steeliness that is sometimes appearing. So, Frentana, the name, or Pecorino, the name kind of gives it away. So, Pecorino, it's a sheep. It hints towards the rusticity of, or the country background of this grape. So, the grape's been in the Abruzzo for who knows how long, but it would have been bottled as part of the Trebbiano d'Abruzzo until we started to see in the 90s the rise of the native grapes when they started bottling them as single varietal wines. And Montori was one of the first to do it quite famously. There are still, when you look at the number of famous single vineyard Pecorinos, it's still relatively small. And I'm amazed it hasn't made it into Tuscany and Puglia yet. This is a great grape because it has the ability to age and give you some real texture and a decent weight of fruit. The style that's in this case is lovely and fresh and clean. It's like a really high quality Aussie unoaked Chardonnay from the old days. That's kind of how I see these wines. They have that clarity and precision and just beautiful fruit and cleanliness to them that you just don't find very often. So very high quality Pecorino. I would drink it as an aperitivo with lighter dishes, so with salads, fish dishes, this sort of thing. It'd be absolute delight. The second of the white wines is Roccafiore's Fiordaliso. I get a little bit confused because there's a Fiordaliso and there's also the Fiore. Very different wines made from the same grape. And one of the most confusing, there are many confusing grapes in Italy, but it's certainly a little bit confusing because when they set up this estate, they wanted to concentrate on the strength, the local varieties of Todi, where they are. So the most famous grape from Todi is really Grechetto di Todi. Now, the problem with Grechetto di Todi is it shares a name with Grechetto di Orvieto. They're not even related. So you have a situation where you have two wines really very close geographically, share the same name, but the qualities of the wines are quite different. Grechetto di Todi is also known as Grechetto Gentile, or Occhietto, or Stronzavolpe in the Marche, probably most famously actually is Pellegrello di Caserta in Campania. But it makes some very, very high quality wines from very different styles from across different parts of Italy. But here is Grechetto di Todi, makes great wine. Unfortunately, in the recent history, it's been largely made by the bigger producers who haven't really gone after quality. They've more gone for quantity. They've made good quality drinking wines, but not of the quality that we're looking at here. So Grechetto di Todi, it's one of those grapes that's kind of on the up. And Roccafiore have done it in quite an interesting way, because this is the everyday drinking wine. It's super clean, super fresh. They're trying to keep the alcohol low, more leaf cover, really interesting farming. It's not certified as organic. They see organic as a little bit outdated. They want to make wine naturally, have respect for the territory that they're on, but not be tied to any particular set of rules. This is some superb winemaking. So this is naturally fermented. It's just uber clean, and there's something very contemporary about it. I hope you really enjoy it. It's arguably, in terms of weight of fruit, maybe we should have tasted it after the Pecorino, maybe, but I think just the individuality and the particular style of it, it just is one of the most delicious aperitivos, fabulous with seafood, fabulous with just more delicate dishes. It's a great wine. I think Grechetto di Todi, hopefully it will enjoy a comeback, but I doubt it'll be for a while. The first of the red wines is it's from Paolo Petrilli, very old favourite of ours, and we've known Paolo for many, many, many years. And the Motta del Lupo range, when it first came out, it was just so exciting, because before that we were just buying the Agramante, and the Agramante is a superb wine. It's wild yeast ferment. It's within the local DOC of Cacemite di Lucera. Everything about it is just kind of right. Nowadays it's fermented in oak, but then it was fermented in steel, aged in steel as well. It's in Paolo's tomato factory. So, the winery shares space with his tomato business and his farm. So the wine business is very, very small. And the Motta del Lupo, the Hill of the Wolf, this came because if the grapes weren't good enough for the top wines, for the Agramante, for the Guero, he would sell them off to the local cantina. And the local cantina were actually just making a straight wine from his wines and selling it for good money. So he thought, hang on a second, I'll be nice to my customers. I'll give them something that's not as great as the Agramante, but is honest, high quality wines for a very good price. And that's exactly what these wines are. They are super straight, super honest, and extremely high quality. And he started with just one red, the Cacemite di Lucera, and then introduced the second wine, which is just 100% Nero di Troia. And because it is 100%, it falls outside of the DOC, the local DOC, and has to be declassified to EGT Puglia, which is a pity, but it's not the end of the world. The name really isn't important in this case. As far as you're concerned, most people think of the Motta del Lupo range as the red label or the blue label. This is the blue label. The blue label you have had once before, and that was back in 2021. the wine has changed dramatically since then. The bottle's changed, how the wine's made has changed. Its price has changed, unfortunately. It's a magnificent wine, and I'm really interested to see what you think. So when you think about Puglia, you have Nero di Troia in the north, you have Primitivo in the middle, and in Salento you have Negro Amaro. Those are the three, if you like, big grapes for Puglia. Two of them have become almost second names in the UK. One of them hasn't. So Nero di Troia somehow has failed to catch the imagination of the British people. I've got this sneaky suspicion it's the best of the lot. It just isn't made terribly well by everybody. And this wine is my favourite of Paolo's Motta del Lupo wines. It's Paolo's favourite because it has a slight austerity. It's not quite as easy as a red label. It has a little bit more power and a little bit more bite about it. Super good. And the second red is from Le Cinciole, Chianti producers. They make Chianti Classico, Le Cinciole, the Annata. They also have a Gran Selezione a Luigi, which is off the scale. And then they have an EGT in Petresco. And also they have a crazy one. But we'll talk about the crazy one later. That's going into the Vini Curiosity case. So if you're interested at all in something totally insane, then sign up for the Vini Curiosity case. So I'll have a look at the preview in a minute. Anyway, the Cinciorosso is purposefully outside of the Chianti Classico regulations. So it has a bit too much Syrah in it. It's got a bit. It's just outside, so that it has to be called Toscana EGT, so that it is not to be mistaken for their Chianti. It has the same kind of DNA feel as their Chianti, but it's a different wine. It's made for the locals to enjoy, the people of the agriturismo to enjoy for weddings and parties, and just high quality drinking wine. And it's very, very good. It's not really for export, but it's very, very good. It is... it's far more Chianti than an awful lot of Chiantis are. It's not the classic of Le Cinciole, but it is an excellent, excellent wine. It's organically farmed. It's wild yeast fermentation, fermented in steel tanks, aged for relatively short period of time. It's got the old vine Syrah in there as well. It's very, very high quality Tuscan red wine. So, I mean, this is a great case actually. So it covers so many different things. You have the Pecorino, you have the Gracchetto, you have the Sangiovese, and you have the Motta del Lupo. We're more in the centre of Italy than we usually are this time, because, you know, Paolo in Puglia is right in the northern part of Puglia. He's not that far from Chieti, actually. And you get up to Chieti for the Pecorino, you whiz inland for the Gracchetto, and then you cut across a little bit further for the Sangiovese. It's a great case. I really hope you enjoy it. Any questions at all, as usual, get in touch. If you'd like to find out more about the Wine Club, just give us a call. It's the simplest thing to do. Emma and I are available to speak. Look forward to seeing you on Thursday the 20th if you want to come along to the tasting. Bye.